We're ready.
We're all present and accounted for, sir.
All right.
Hang on.
We just lost one.
Dress.
Wait. No.
Well, Commissioner Ranzau won't vote for CIP.
If he votes for the CIP, we'll wait. So go ahead and start.
All right. Good afternoon, David Spears, here to present a portion of the Public Works budget. There's our mission: efficiently manage county transportation infrastructure and local natural resources in a manner that supports a safe, secure, and healthy environment for Sedgwick County residents and businesses. And the divisions included in today's presentation are highways, noxious weeds, storm drainage, environmental resources, and facilities. Highway mission and services, you can see the mission there again. We manage 600 miles of roads, 600 bridges, and that's delivered by 93.5 FTEs in the highway fund and 7 FTEs in the local sales tax.
And how many of those are in District 3?
Oh, the number of miles of
And
each?
bridges?
About half.
That's what I thought. Thank you.
The operation is supported by consulting engineers and a variety of highway and bridge construction contractors. That's broken down into the Highway Administration, which provides core management, administrative, and physical functions for Public Works. 13 FTEs located in the Public Works building at the Stillwell Yard. No change in service level proposed for 2019. Then we have engineering, responsible for survey, drafting, engineering design, management of design contracts with outside consultants, management of construction contracts, and federally mandated bridge inspections. 11 FTEs made up entirely of engineers, surveyors, and engineering technicians. We manage preventive maintenance contracts for approximately 100 miles of roads each year and inspection of 600 bridges every 2 years. That's as mandated by the federal government. No change in service level proposed for 2019. Then we also have highway, road, and bridge maintenance. They perform road and bridge maintenance and repair, culvert and bridge replacement and repair, snow and ice operations, mowing, traffic control, and various other tasks. 69.6 FTEs provide maintenance and construction services from 6 yard locations around the county. The road and bridge system, once again, includes 600 bridges, 600 miles of roads. No change in service proposed for 2019. This also includes $75,000 storm contingency. That covers things like road washouts, culvert or bridge washouts, that sort of thing. In total, you can see we're going down 0.8%, pretty level. That's broken down, and you can see the personnel, contractuals, debt service, commodities, equipment, and once again about 1% decrease. And that's it for the highways. Do you have any questions now on that, or Mark Furry is going to come up and do the noxious weeds part? And I can come back if whatever.
Any questions about highways?
Okay, Mark.
Good afternoon. Mark Furry, Noxious Weed Director. By the way, Mr. Dennis, you also have half the noxious weeds in the county also.
All right. Good job.
Mission of the Noxious Weed Department is to control and eradicate noxious weeds on all property within Sedgwick County. We provide education and resource to citizens and public property managers to control noxious weeds by providing cost share herbicides to landowners, providing education and assistance to citizens and other government organizations through personal visits to our facility or presentations or personal inspections. We directly treat noxious weeds on county roads and county yards and any other county properties that request it. We respond to complaints in a timely manner and follow up with appropriate action. And we also have a contract with KDOT to direct treat their noxious weeds on all the highway right-of-ways. Request for property tax funds. Our property inspections, we inspect and map over 400 properties. These are private properties that have muscicil or serratia lespedeza. We sell cost share herbicides at a reduced cost to landowners that request them. We direct treat weeds on county properties. We have over 450 acres of county property that we treat. That's our goal. There's actually more that the county owns, and also in line with that, KDOT, we treat 1,670 acres annually. We also try to respond to complaints within a week and follow up on that. Our requested budget for 2019 is $527,754, which is an increase of 1.56%. Most of that is in the personnel. On the contractuals, basically we swap about $3,000 from contractuals to commodities. Is there any questions
on noxious weeds?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to run through the stormwater, storm drainage portion with you. So the mission here is to provide cost-effective programs that minimize property damage from flooding and erosion, protect water quality, and enforce local stormwater regulations in a manner that supports a safe, secure, and healthy environment in Sedgwick County. So there's a maintenance of the county road drainage infrastructure. This budget funds the city-county flood control operation. We do limited maintenance on natural stream systems. We work with stormwater plans, studies, permits, and projects, and we're working with the Stormwater Management Advisory Board. So for 2019, we have a request for stream maintenance. So we have a crew here that clears channel obstructions. They open up bridge obstructions. They support our other operations with heavy equipment. They have our heaviest pieces of equipment. We have 6 full-time equivalents, 2 bulldozers. We have 2 large tracked excavators, and then this year we're still in the middle of purchasing a mid-sized track excavator. They all work out of the West Yard, and they're responsible for 43 miles of channel that have actually got established bank lines through the State Division of Water Resources, and they do work in other streams as needed. Dave maintains a list of projects that we're working on at any given time. Flood control, so this is joint funding with the City of Wichita. City crews maintain 97 miles of levees and over 5,600 acres of right-of-way. This is some critical infrastructure that protects Wichita, Park City, Valley Center, Hayesville, and still protecting portions of unincorporated Sedgwick County from flooding on the Arkansas River system. That includes the Little River and some tributaries to it. There's stormwater management. So here we coordinate drainage plans for public works, review drainage plans for new development, provide engineering for implementation of stormwater regulations, and issuance of stormwater permits along with environmental resources staff. This person coordinates permits with state and federal agencies for our public works projects, provides staff support to the Stormwater Management Advisory Board, and is a liaison to the City of Wichita for flood control, and that's one engineer who works at Public Works Building, Scott Lindebeck. Thing I would mention here in the budget, you'll see it looks like it drops a bunch. That's a little misleading. Every year we have $500,000 that gets funded in the CIP for capital improvements on the flood control system, and when they reset the budget, they wipe that $500,000 off the table, so that's a big chunk of this. The other piece of it is the funding for the mid-sized track excavator. That's a one-time deal. They wiped that off the budget. So I'd like to say we did great work and we're cutting the budget by 30%, but it's not really true. The budget would be actually pretty much level if you take all those things out. This is all the detail for that. We do have a decision package in stormwater. Last year we had proposed adding 2 operators, a mid-sized track excavator, a compact track excavator, and a compact track loader. A couple of trucks, the equipment that you need to do with that. That was partially funded. You added the 2 equipment operators, you added the mid-sized track excavator, and we added a crew truck to get them around. So this $287,500 decision package is just the other part of that. Whatever was funded was not funded last year. It's just a repeat of that. We're still needing this equipment. This would round out the various sizes of excavating equipment that we have. It'd help us in some tight spots around bridge openings, and in fact, for some of the bridge construction we do in-house. So that's not new. It's just a continuation of our request from last year. And any questions? I'll try to take them before Susan takes off with environmental resources.
Any questions? Stormwater?
All right, thank you.
Hi. Environmental Resources mission is to enhance the quality of life in Sedgwick County by conservation of water and natural resources, waste minimization. We work with solid waste management and educate businesses, public in general, about what they can do to help the environment and clean things up. We have two main programs we do this through. Environmental Resource Admin Programs is funded through the general tax, and the solid waste programs through the solid waste fee. The general programs, just a quick overview, we work on the county stormwater permit requirements with KDHE to make sure we adhere to those. We look at different departments for what their chemical storage is. Do they have the safety data sheets and everything in line and proper disposal of material? We work on special projects, and we have a MOU with the Conservation District where we give them $40,000 a year. And I work with the Conservation District. On the solid waste programs, we have facility inspections, work on illegal dumping, check it out, and also disposing of the material. We have the solid waste plan updates annually, and the 5-year plan updates coming to you guys June 13th this year, so it's more involved. We work with storm debris management and disposal of materials, and we have the special projects, and we also provide the household hazardous waste facility and the remote collection events. In more detail on the property tax funds, with the stormwater required from our permit, we have to inspect almost 1,700 outfalls to make sure there's not illegal water dumping. And we have found cases where saltwater trucks from oil companies have gone along county roads just dumping the salt water along the ditches, or examples of ags that have leaks in their system, in their center pivot system, and water's just pouring out everywhere, and the landowner actually didn't know about it till we notified them. We also work with public works staff on issuing permits within a certain area of the county. We work with the safety data sheets for county employees and teach them hazard communication and the proper protective equipment they're supposed to use with the chemicals. We are kind of like your internal consultants on making sure that the county's adhering to environmental regulations. We've applied research to the administration buildings that we're looking at. Are they safe? Do they have asbestos, mercury switches, anything like that? Groundwater issues in the county. So we did all the work in the past for the arena and the demolition of buildings in the Coleman building. And again, with the Conservation District, they receive money through the state for best management practices with landowners to help them put in practices to keep stormwater runoff on the land. On the solid waste fee side, we have inspections of the facilities, whether they're construction and demolition facilities or the transfer stations. We work with illegally dumped material, as I mentioned before. We have paid for disposal of 871 tons of illegally dumped material out in the county roads. We also manage storm debris. We have the tub grinder and the air curtain burner that we've actually taken the tub grinder to other communities to help them with storm debris. In mentioning storm debris, the commissioners approved an additional funding amount in our budget to help work on cleaning out some creeks that have storm debris, trees down in them. We're working on one this year. We're looking at Deer Creek, which is down in near Derby, K15, 47th Street South area. Well, we'll be using that money to clear that out this year, and it's been a bad case for like 15 years now. It's needed to clear it out. So we'll be doing that with that funding. The special projects, we have the bulky waste coupons that we provide. We issued over 8,000 last year, 3,000 were used. That's where citizens can dispose of up to 1,000 pounds of material for free at either of the transfer stations. Christmas tree recycling, over 4,400 trees were dropped off and mulched last year. Our e-waste event that we just had, we received 536,553 pounds of material brought in by over 3,800 vehicles. So that was a very good success. And next year what I'm looking at is doing tires and coupon program and controlled drug collection, which I've talked to some of you about, where we put in drop-off boxes for controlled drugs at police stations, and then citizens can just come in, drop off the opiates, and walk away, and we pay for the disposal. So we'll work with small cities around the area and Wichita police stations to see what we can put in there. And the household hazardous waste facility, we have the facility open, which received over 1,300,000 pounds of material last year. We had over 26,000 customers. We also work with businesses that generate a small amount of material and received almost 71,000 pounds from them. And we have the swap and shop, where we have material that people can come in. The material's in great shape. They can take that home, so they don't have to pay for it. We don't have to pay for disposal. And we saved the county almost $128,000 last year through the swap and shop by not having to dispose of the material ourselves. As you can see from our budget request, it's pretty much flat line for the general fund, $128,500. The solid waste fund is where the majority of our funding comes from, and it's just slightly lower. That's due to personnel. And then the breakdown, you can see personnel's down some because of a new employee who made less than the person who left. Contractuals, we've shifted some money around between commodities and contractuals at the household hazardous waste facility to better reflect where expenditures have been the last couple years. Thank you, and if you have any questions before I turn it over to Tanya.
Do you have any questions for Susan? Commissioner Howe?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a question on the ice storm damage. Do you have an idea when that's going to happen?
No, I can look it up for you. Jim, do you know? When
Asking when it will happen. The work.
Oh, when the work will happen?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said when the storm happened.
No, I know when the storm happened.
We are looking at working on an RFP right now to go out for the contractual work. We're hoping for later this summer.
Perfect. Great. Thank you for that. And then the controlled drug collection special project, is that a new idea? I mean, we talked about this at a staff meeting a while back, I think. And
This is brand new.
it's a new idea. You know what that, any idea what that will cost the county in terms of running that program?
The drop-off boxes themselves are around $850 from the research we've done. Then it's a matter of how much material is dropped off and what we receive in the RFP. We've been talking to some of the companies about how they would bill by the hour for the people and the driving it to the facility. So we're working on that and have already started researching that.
Awesome. So it says controlled drugs. Does that mean it could be illicit or prescription? It could be anything. And,
Right.
and someone who wants to get rid of it and drop it off, they don't have to flush it down the toilet or whatever. They can simply drop it off there, and it's anonymous. I assume they don't have to sign
Right,
it.
it's anonymous. We'll take any of the drugs, prescription, illicit, and the key thing is getting it out of the homes.
Sure.
We won't have those, what they call farm parties, where kids take a handful of the parents' drugs, mix them together, and pop them.
Well, I think this is a great addition to our list of services to the community. It's a good idea. I'm glad to see that on this list. Thank you. That's all
Thank
my
you.
questions.
Thank you. Don't see any other questions. Thank you.
Afternoon, Commissioners. Tanya Cole, Director of Facilities Maintenance and Project Services. My portion will cover facility services. Our mission is to provide accessible, safe, efficient, and highly productive buildings and structures where citizens and employees are able to conduct their business and access needed services. Maintenance Services operates and maintain most county facilities, which includes 50 buildings. Not included in those buildings are public safety buildings, fire, EMS, post, as well as parks. Those are maintained by their respective divisions. Project Services leads new building projects, alterations of existing, planning and property lease administration, and we assist in providing effective work environments that are safe and pleasant for the public and our employees. Facilities maintenance, each maintenance service worker will be responsible for an average of 67,000 square feet of property, and Project Services has an average of 6 to 7 CIP projects per project manager, with a total value of $9 million managed per project manager. The 2019 budget request for facility services, including general fund and fleet management, is $7,274,1800. That broken down into categories include personnel at $2.5 million, which is salary and benefits for 42 full-time employees. Our contractuals at $4.1 million, commodities at just under $550,000. Again, budget request for $7,274,1800. You do see that there is a negative 14% there. That is reflective of the CIP not being included in our budget request at this time. Familiar this year, as it has been in the last few years, is a decision package for electricity and water sewer rate increase. We've had conversations with Westar as well as the City of Wichita, and understand that we will be seeing rate increases again in 2019. So we do have a decision package for $115,686 to cover that rate increase that we will see. And that covers facility services. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Question for Tanya. Commissioner Unruh.
Tanya, on the electric water rate increases, have we implemented any sort of programs to try to reduce electrical usage? Or it seems like a few years ago we had somebody come do a survey and they charged us a bunch of money and told us to do some stuff. I mean, are we implementing all that?
What I can tell you is on our new projects, and in particular what we did at the Reagan building, was we implemented all LED lights. And we are doing that as well as we are starting to do more CIP projects. So for OMD, the new CIP projects, we're having all LED lights put in. But as far as the survey, we have not done that since the last survey that we've done.
Okay, so, but near as we know, we're doing all the right things to try to hold down the cost of that stuff.
I believe so, but I could certainly look into see what we can do more for that.
Well, I don't want you to go to a whole bunch of work. I mean, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, I guess. Of course, I guess that's a dumb question, too. I mean,
If I remember right, didn't we spend a fair amount of money as a result of that last study to implement a variety of a few $100,000 at least, I thought, or something?
I think the project itself to have that survey come in was in 2010 or 2011. We had some grant money for that. I think the study itself was less than $200,000, but then I think there was around $700,000 of improvements that were done across the campus to implement those things.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Spears, you have anything else for us?
Well, you can just see the department summary there, decision package requests, compact excavating equipment, and then the electricity Tanya talked about. And we have no alternative reduction proposals and no revenue packages. And that's it.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Spears? I don't see any. You must have done a dazzling job.
I have one question.
I'm sorry. Commissioner Howell.
I don't know about that.
Well, try to wait. Never. I am curious. When are we going to be talking about a CIP? When's that? When's that going to be part of our
The
discussion?
30th. Workshop on the 30th.
Okay, that's my only question. Thank you.
I don't see any other questions.
Okay, thank you.
What do you have next for us?
That was actually our only presentation of the day. We do have time for discussion if there's anything else you'd like to talk about today.
Very good. Do any of the commissioners have anything we'd like to talk about today? Either all the lights are burned out or we don't have anything. What's next?
We'll be back tomorrow at 1:30 again.
1:30 tomorrow. And who are we talking to tomorrow?
Tomorrow we have Human Resources and District Court.
Very good. All right. Thank you. We'll see you in the morning, actually. Not you. Some of the other ones.